All right, topic 3 has us talking a little bit, instead of about expenses, about savings and income. So money that's going to come in versus the last 2 things have been money that's going to go out. So income and savings, what are the definitions? The definition of income is just money that you earn. How can you earn money? So I'm so curious if you guys each have jobs, which I'll find out more when I'm actually in with you. But how do you earn money? Usually by a job. And it could be babysitting, it could be mowing lawns. It might not necessarily be that you work over at Wawa. You could have a job or a way to make money that's a job that's not necessarily where you have to fill out forms and have like working papers and all that stuff. So yeah, savings is the difference between your income and your total expenses. So savings is after all of your money's come in and then all of that money's gone out for your expenses, what do you have left over? Because that's what you can save. That's what you can save. Maybe you're trying to buy a car. Maybe you're trying to go to college. Maybe you're trying to help parents with their bills. Maybe you're trying to just save so that you have something as you move beyond high school. So, we'll talk more about what do you do with savings? What do you do with that money? But for right now, the definition of savings is the difference between your income and your expenses. And when we say difference, we mean subtraction. So first, before I get to that, what are some of the things you can do with your money in savings? So that would be the things like save to buy a big expensive thing, save to buy a car, save to go to college, save to, buy a house one day, or just save. If you're just saving that money, then there's some things you can do with that money. So the way people, as they get older, make even more money is by taking their savings and investing it. So there's a lot of different ways to invest, which we'll also talk about. I don't know if you're quite ready for that because it can get a little bit complicated, but those, sorry, my son knocked on the door, so I got distracted. Eli, I'm going to be just a minute. He's working on his math packet. My son's in 8th grade. He's very frustrated. Okay, so those are some of the things that you can do with your savings. So now on the next part, use the chart below to fill in, I'm on the notes, to fill in the amount of money left for savings each month for each occupation. So these are estimated numbers, but first we have a security guard. So let's say a security guard makes $1,480 in a month, and his or her total expenses are $989. How much money can go into savings? So I wish we were together and I would say, what do you think? How do we figure that out? Well, I said the word difference a minute ago. Difference means subtraction. So how do we find out how much money that this person has for savings? We subtract. We take the money that came in minus the money that's going out, and that tells us how much is saved for that month. So you may absolutely use a calculator. There's no reason not to. So take a second and do 1480 minus 989. I'm doing it by hand, so it's going to take me a second. I got 491. So that's what I put into this column, $491 for savings. Go ahead and do that with the rest. So you might pause and go ahead and do that with the rest. So we have a stock clerk, we have a fast food worker, factory worker, and a sales associate. Again, these are just estimates. Pardon me, it would really depend on how many hours you were working and everything else. All right, and then our last question on this part is Lorenzo earns $1,327 per month. Last month, his fixed expenses were $740. His variable expenses were $389. How much did he save? So think about this one. Are we just going to take the $1,327 and subtract out one of these numbers? If we do that, we're missing part of his expenses. Expenses are fixed and variable. So in this case, he's got some fixed and some variable. So Lorenzo's going to have to take the fixed and the variable and subtract them both from how much his earnings were that month. Okay. If you have questions, please send me an email and I will be happy to go over it with you. If you're like, wait, what is she talking about? How am I supposed to get these numbers? Okay. The last thing for this part is to go through the review questions. Go ahead and answer those. And I guess I'll address the article in 1 second. Okay.